Hi, everybody. So I was just watching this. It's Dr. Nisu. Hard to believe from this we developed into babies we know and love. Okay, so everybody, um, this is a fetus at 30 days old. Look how it's shaped. Look at the shape of this. Remember, I was telling you about the X chromosome? X is fire, right? So um, I have my medical journal out. X is representing fire. So let's look at that really close. Actually, I better, I'll save the link here, copy. But anyway, so it looks like it's like a dragon kind of like thing, but it's so interesting. Um, and how everybody looks at that stage, but as we grow, we look differently and stuff. Remember, I was talking about the let's see here. Where's it at? So the male, so everything below the waistline. So waistline is like wasteland, and it's going Hades into hell. So this way is like the, as I was mentioning earlier about on Back to the Future. It shows Marty in that DeLorean, and he crashes into the movie theater, and the movie theater is like the front of it is like got this angle like this, and it says orgy on one side, and it says Christ Assembly. He ran the car right into Christ Assembly. But the other theater is playing orgy. So if we look at our body, it's Christ Assembly. Heaven is our wasteland up, and the other movie theater is down here. So again, it's all about where our mindset is, right? Our thinking, which direction we're going. That's why they say heaven or hell. There's only two places worshiping two gods within two winds. Isn't that wild? But so you got the male. So if you go like this and like this, it looks like ball sack and the shaft, but it also looks like the pentatant, or I think it's or the trident staff, which I think I tried to show. Was it this side or this is the side I was telling you? Remember I was telling you about my on my chest with all those people? Well, again, there's a bunch of little people all over the place here as well. Plus, there's bigger images going on too. And then there's some type of writing on the wall or something, but I can't quite make it out. Either that or it's actually I don't know. Or maybe I have to turn the image a certain way. But it's still baffling. What was I getting to? Oh, the trident was on my face. It's on this side of my face. Do you see that fork right there? Isn't that interesting? It's like there's like somebody holding this trident fork, but I haven't really figured out how to get them. Maybe that explains why because look at my skin tone is kind of ripply right here. It's the only place on my face that looks like that. That looks like it's Maybe this is him. Because he's got like an owl. There's an owl right there, like on top of the head. But that's what I was trying to show. But when I seen this is how we're all born. So the female has the iron fire chromosome. So it's kind of like saying the dragon's egg. And then the male has the yod. If we look at the male sperm as the water gene, the yod, that goes into the fire, the egg itself, which the egg, there's like a stone that rolls down the fallopian tubes down into the cavity, right? And then the males, snakes or dragons, right? That some cultures have serpent snakes, some have a dragon with a very long tail, like China. Notice they have it even in their parades and stuff. They have this long tail, but anyway, it's representing the DNA, and then fire too, because dragons are fire. They throw out flames of fire. But I think this is fascinating because it just kind of makes me or helps me build up and to share with everybody that even the fetus that grows inside the mother, how it forms, which is so interesting because I just noticed it right there. You can see both brains right there trying to form, and how the body starts to form. It really truly is a fascinating because this we are born for the first 12 weeks as a female, so like a female serpent. And then, of course, the 12th week, we either turn into a male or a female, or an X or another X or a Y will take place to determine our sex. But it truly is fascinating. Even shaped like a shell or like a seahorse. Anyway, I just think this is fascinating. And adding on to the meanings of some of the parables that they're trying to say, just like I was saying, how Earth, how they started at the beginning, they were all putting out that fear and panic about, oh, well, we can't sail the ships because the Earth is square, right? Flat and square. And then all of a sudden they changed the mentality, the mindset of the people saying, no, it's circular, flat and circular. And then, no, it's a globe and round, a ball. And so it's kind of interesting because throughout history and time, and then now we're back to this time spot of realizing that it is a flat square, like a green screen, because I make you lie down in green pastures. So we're laid down into this program because the program is our chromosomes. It's the X and the Y chromosome for the man and the XX chromosome. So they're two different programs. Then you have the breeding of the programs with all the people throughout history, with the different cultures and different races and stuff like that. So it's creating all these different kinds of dragons and serpents and stuff that were being they're tricking the female on the tree, or the female got tricked and tricked Adam. So in other words, the apple is the mind. If the apple is the mind and the woman is tricking the man, tricking the man either to believe that child is his and it's not his, or she's tricking the man into having sex and having a bunch of kids and trapping him, or that's the serpent wise. But you got serpent as well as you got to look at the positive side of serpent. It's fire, it's love, it's passion, it's chi. It's it's control. So anyway, I just wanted to share this little tidbit about, how pretty that is, and if we really look on, when Jesus said, uh, the Christ says to seek out God's kingdom, seek and knock and answer the door. You know, so pretty interesting. Discover God's kingdom. It's our body. It's our what we create, our creation, God's creation. So in other words, God created this creation to be created over and over through different bloodlines and stuff. And perhaps that's why they say to stay away from incest, because it does something to, it could probably do something. Well, we've seen a lot of families that have done incest and have kids during it, and they're just a mess, and it is what it is. So that's probably a reason as well of not breeding in your own kind, your own family and stuff like that. I don't know medically or scientifically. Yeah, I'm just looking at throughout history, seeing what's already been documented and described, and sharing it, and then trying to understand it from the beginning, from the start of what it could create, because that literally looks like a dragon. So it's like how we're all created in the form of a dragon or a snake. Look at that. Or a copperhead snake.